on their decision of which quarterback to take at number 3. Sources they say they're down to 2 prospects. The belief is those 2 are Mac Jones and Trey Lance. Several sources say the focus does appear to have shifted to those 2 as we welcome you into the good old breakfast table. Come on in here. We're presented by Jeep this morning, live in New York City. And on this April 26th, I imagine some venom coming from Falcons fans towards Nate Burleson for turning down Kyle Pitts.
No, not at all.
Like
if you're building a proper team, Kay Adams, Kyle Pitts is just one individual. But if you stack up, trade, we'd be good to go.
You're rocking it. You're into the jersey.
I'm wearing this 49ers jersey. Fans, calm down. Whoever's the quarterback, trust the process. It'll work out. The 75th year they gave us these. I went with Fred Warner, one of my favorite players in the league. Understated. I think this year he's going to have a huge breakout season.
Is that right?
With Bosa back on the field.
You're saying fans calm down because they're going to go apoplectic if they take Mac Jones?
I don't think the reaction from Niners fans will be pleasant if they take Mac Jones, and I think right now it might very well happen that way.
Huge fan of Warner. Huge show this hour. We have Najee Harris joining our program. Rondale Moore will be here, and it's time for the Lead Block.
It's time for the Lead Block program.
Huge moment right now as we go to Cleveland live. Here we are. Are you ready for the draft on Thursday night? 3 days away. Aditi Kinkhabwala is on the ground in Ohio already ahead of all the festivities. It'll be a 3-day party, Aditi. What's the latest out there as we do get closer and closer to this?
Okay, it's a week-long party, not just a 3-day party. And part of the draft, of course, is not just the player selections. It's the NFL world getting to know Cleveland. Cleveland is the place where Halle Berry and Paul Newman were born and raised. It's the home of the largest outdoor chandelier in the country. And it's also the home of the house from A Christmas Story. But I want to know how much all of you know about Cleveland. So is everybody ready for a little game of trivia?
Yes.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Okay, a superhero. Which superhero was created in the city of Cleveland? Was it Superman, Aquaman, Batman, or the Incredible Hulk?
Superman.
Well, if Stan Lee would be the Hulk, and he's the only Marvel one on there, so I'm going to go Incredible Hulk D. What do you guys think?
I'm with Kyle, D. I ride with Kyle when it comes to
But I don't know this.
I'm going with D.
I felt like I saw Superman at the airport somewhere.
That was Joe Thomas.
Superman's from somewhere very Midwest.
Funny.
Aditi.
All right, what do we got?
Kansas. Maybe that's it.
You know what, guys? You really should have gone with Kay on this one. There was no hesitation, and that's because, Kay, my friend, you were correct. Superman was created in Cleveland. All right.
Yeah.
Next one. What type of ball was invented in Cleveland? Was it the football? Was it the golf ball? Was it the baseball? Or a lacrosse ball?
Peter, what do you think?
I'm going to say football, the pigskin. I don't know where it was birthed as a sport, but I feel like the pigskin, football. We're a football show. Bridgerton and football. Let's go.
Canton. I see you. I feel you, Nate.
All right. Yeah, I'm going to go with baseball. I feel like that's an old Midwest sport right there. Give me the baseball.
I feel like if it was football, we would know that, and we would have talked about it. I'm thinking Jim Brown when we saw the statue. I'm thinking lacrosse. I'm going to go D, sweet lax.
But do you know where the football was invented, Kyle?
I don't.
I'm going to say it's football A.
Oh, my friends, it was actually the golf ball.
Oh!
Wow. They don't golf
All
a
right,
lot
last one. Chance to redeem Chance to redeem yourselves. This one is a moment from my childhood that was actually quite disheartening. The 2007 Major League Baseball playoffs between the Indians and the Yankees. Yankees pitcher Jabba Chamberlain was attacked by bugs, a swarm of bugs. Was it midges, locusts, cicadas, or gnats?
Oh, I don't even
remember it well. He looked like Macaulay Culkin at the end of My Girl. It was a terrible thing. Not bees, though. Not locusts. Not cicadas. I don't know what a midge is. I think it was a gnat with a G. I remember the visual.
I also remember this series. LeBron James shows up wearing a Yankees hat.
Got killed.
Got crushed by the Cleveland fans. What are you doing?
I thought it was mosquitoes, but they're not on there.
I don't think cicadas attack people. It's got to be locusts or gnats, right?
Do you guys know what a midge is? Does anybody?
I'm going to go midge.
Or you want to go midge?
I'm going to go midge. I feel like it's a nickname for mosquito.
Oh, okay.
And that was
I'll go gnats, D.
I'm going Nats.
No. Okay, that is indeed correct. I think that was Peter. I'm sorry. It was indeed the midges. Unfortunately, it's too cold right now for midges, I believe. So I'm safe.
Aditi, great questions.
I don't want to know what a midge is. I mean, let's give it up for Aditi.
Aditi, that's our kind of stuff.
Freezing our butt off in Cleveland. Unbelievable. We are so happy you're there. You know the city so well. They're bracing themselves for the party that will descend upon them like locusts, gnats, and midges come Thursday night. Thank you so much. As we switch gears and bring in Tom Pelissero. Tom, what kind of trivia do you have us? Do you have fun and games for us too, Tom?
I'm still just thinking about being attacked by bugs, and I'm very uncomfortable right now, okay?
No. How about some trade talk?
Why not? We've got a hot spot right now in terms of some calls being
top
made
10?
near the bottom of the top 10 in Thursday night's NFL draft. Specifically, there have been a lot of calls to the Lions at 7 as well as the Panthers at 8, which makes sense. When you look at Carolina at 8 and the Broncos at 9, both those teams are threats to take an offensive tackle or perhaps a quarterback. So if you want to target one of those positions, you better get ahead of those teams. So who wants to come up? I can tell you the Eagles have made a ton of calls, although that's Howie Roseman. He does this every year, calls about every pick just to see what it would take. The Vikings have also been active, making calls. That's probably if an offensive lineman might slip. And this is interesting. The Patriots have been calling around in the top 10, and the teams that have gotten those calls believe New England's target could be Ohio State quarterback Justin Fields. We've already seen one big trade go down just a few days ago involving a first-round draft pick with the Baltimore Ravens sending tackle Orlando Brown Jr. to the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, what the Ravens did here was basically move up 27 spots in the draft. They get an extra pick in round 1 in addition to some other picks, while Kansas City gets its new left tackle, completing a dramatic overhaul of Patrick Mahomes' protection unit. Okay?
Thank you so much. Tom P. will have you with us all week, of course. There could be some trades into that top 10, trades down. Who knows what the Patriots will do? We don't even know what those Niners are going to pull at 3. We appreciate you, and we'll talk to you in a bit. They've been making moves in Kansas City, guys, since Super Bowl 55. They're not a complacent team. They want to get back there and win and launch a dynasty here. Have the Chiefs done enough so far this offseason to ensure that they're still favorites in the AFC? And is that even the question, Trakes?
I think they've done everything you possibly could ask for a front office to do. A lot of times we do this thing where this team needs this, but they didn't do it. Well, they know better. They've got some guy that you don't know about sitting on the bench. Now the Chiefs are like, we need to beef up the offensive line. Let's look at their projected offensive line for next season and how drastically different it is from what they played with in the Super Bowl. Yeah. Orlando Brown is 24 years old, is a stud. The truth of the matter is he wants to play left tackle. Ronnie Stanley is in Baltimore playing left tackle. I spoke to sources on both sides. The Ravens love Orlando Brown. They also just wanted to be able to get something for him before he leaves in free agency for huge money next year. Joe Thuney, Austin Blythe was a good player on the Rams. They now get him. He's going to be their center. Kyle Long is going to come back, and Mike Remmer. So, I know it seemed drastic, Super Bowl, and losing Fisher and losing Schwartz felt like it was huge. I feel like in the last part about this, with this trade, why I like this for the Chiefs so much, look at Daniel Jeremiah's top 5 offensive tackles in the draft class this year. These guys are all going to be gone by 31. They're all going to be gone, every one of them. They weren't going to be around. So the Chiefs said, you know what? On a 1-year rental, let's get Orlando Brown. We'll see what happens from there. But we have a 24-year-old stud who's been dominant in the NFL. Add him to the group. I think the Chiefs did everything they possibly could, and they didn't hold any cards close to the vest we've got something up our sleeves. I respect it.
Yeah, they did what they need to do, but what they have to understand is that other teams in the AFC have also made some moves. They don't need to make crazy moves. They went back-to-back Super Bowls. So what are we expecting a team as dominant as they have been over the last couple of years to really blow our hair back in free agency? No, they didn't need to do that. But if you look at what teams have done in the AFC, this should really scare the Chiefs because teams are improving. Look, the Patriots, right out the gate. I know people are saying, well, the Patriots aren't the Patriots of old, but they're going to have some pass catchers. And if Cam Newton is going to improve within this offense, they will be a lot better. You look at the Browns, the Ravens, and, of course, the Colts getting Carson Wentz, and then Bud Dupree with the Titans. So if I'm the Chiefs, it's not going to be as easy as it was the last couple of seasons. It's going to be a much tougher road because their conference is a lot tougher.
You think the Patriots pose a threat to the Chiefs?
I think the Patriots pose a threat to the entire league.
Oof.
It's not just the Chiefs. They got better. They're not the same Patriots from last season.
Nate, your hair cannot be blown back because it's braided into a $.
It's true. It's true. Good point.
Who they trade for.
It's valid.
I would just, one of the teams I respect most this time of year, every year, is the Ravens. Like, I like the moves that they make, but this doesn't pass the art of war test. Let me get this straight. We identified one weakness in the Kansas City Chiefs. It was on international display in the Super Bowl with Mahomes running for his life, and you just stepped in and fixed it. If you're an AFC team, are you like, Baltimore, you're killing me. You just traded the Chiefs to tackle? And by the way, you have to play them too.
You're Baltimore.
Baltimore is constantly asked, yeah, beat the Chiefs. Well, the Chiefs are gushing blood in offensive line, and you're like, I'm going to trade them our best tackle. I know that they got a plan, and they're going to get picks for it, great. To me, you just put a Band-Aid on the Chiefs' only wound.
I agree.
And for them, for Buffalo, for anybody in the AFC who has designs on beating these guys, the Raiders, the Chargers, like, God, this kills me. Now the Chiefs are back to being almost a perfect team. And Baltimore, I feel like you did it to spite your face. I hate this trade for Baltimore. I love it for Kansas City. Just wait. Next year when they can't touch Patrick Mahomes because the guy they traded is blocking all their pass rushers, just remember this date. I hate this trade for Baltimore.
I agree with you. Hate it. I agree with you.
So,
1,000,000%. You're welcome.
This trade
All right.
sucks.
You're so mad.
The countdown to